Thank you! 5 centuries ago, a warship in the Royal Scottish Navy carried the largest gun ever constructed. The caliber of its barrel was a massive 22 inches. Just like that bass drum there. This next track is about that ship. This is the last voyage of the great Michael!
Well, hello. Having a little fun with the rockin' pipes there.
Got a care package he's trying to get.
And
me.
hello, Discord.
Hey, John.
Open
Mr. Maxwell.
Pagan Church. Mr. Maxwell. Oh my God. Open. Yeah. Open Pagan Church. Well, if you had a little fun with that opening video, which I don't think Discord was watching, because ain't nobody in the Facebook page. Has some rockin' pipes going. Got the link on the opening page. How's everybody doing? Well, Lester sounds good.
I'm on Facebook.
I saw it.
Anyway.
I'm not.
Lester says I'm not. Hell with that. He gets everything he needs right off.
This is on his game like usual.
Ah, there you go. There you go. Well, let's see, what the hell are we doing? Oh yeah. I'm losing my mind here like I ever had one not to lose. Alright, gang, so I have to say a word. About our sponsor. And get the right damn thing up here. There we go. Loki's Playground over on PS4, Conan Exiles. We have a server over there. We actually have a couple of servers over there now that are sponsoring us a little bit, giving us a little nickel and dime here and there, help keep the lights on. They got fast NPC resource respawn rate. I did find out what that was. It's kind of cool. In other words, shit respawns pretty quick. Keep loot on death. In other words, if you get killed, you get to keep the stuff that's on your body. Double stamina. 10x boosted active admins. Map rooms at every op. Right below my picture there is a short link to the Discord where you can pop over there and ask for more information about the server. That is our sponsor. Right. Who we got? Where are we at? What? Can we tell I'm not real organized today? Right. What's our topic? Rumors. Innuendo. And I kind of want to not go with the rumors that all of us have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Rumors and innuendo. Hell, as it goes, I know all too well what it is to live with rumors and innuendo. With my lifestyle, I've dealt with them my whole life. But what about religious rumors and innuendo, and this is kind of where I want to go with today's topic. There are a number of people out there that are interested in the pagan philosophy. They're intrigued, but they're afraid of the pagan philosophy because of the rumors that have been flying around since the Roman days, when the Romans decided that Christianity was going to be the future religion of the world. Anybody have any comment on that? I think
Yeah, the thing is, back then they claim they claim that we, sacrifice things and stuff like that, which we don't. It's all based on rumors, like you said.
Well, let's talk about.
There was some truth. There was some truth to that because the early Christian church did sacrifice because they were Jewish. They
Yeah.
did sacrifice lambs and things like that. But the Romans were the true pagans. They sacrificed everything you could imagine.
Oh hell yeah!
So
You make somebody mad, they'd sacrifice you.
right, for the in the early 300 AD when Constantine took over and made the Catholic Church the state religion. It was because he just didn't want to have to deal with all these other ones because he was the god for every religious order there.
Yeah.
So by bringing the Catholic faith as the number one state religion, he stepped away from all that.
Well, see, you think about it too, and Lester's absolutely right.
Bishops ruled everything.
Yeah, yeah. And let's step back just a little bit before Constantine. In Rome, there were, I think, I would have to Google it and see for sure, but there were, I think, over 200 different religions occupying Roman states. And every one of those but two were polytheistic, dating all the way back to the prior Grecians. And I'm not even talking about, the Celtic philosophies and what have you. I'm talking about the initial rise and the change of the world religions. Now, let's think about that term sacrifice for a minute. Every religion on the planet has had and does still have, in one way, shape, form, or fashion, a sacrificial rite. And what? And some people may go, "Oh, they're sacrificing." No, shut up and listen for a minute. Those of us, and if I could, I would still go hunting to help put meat on the table. But the bleeding out of a deer as a sacrificial rite, if anybody's ever been deer hunting, you have to hamlock the deer, string it up, and bleed it out. Well, what the ancients did is they made a ritual out of that, where you were giving the blood of the animal back to the mother in thanks. Yeah, okay, there were a boatload of polytheistic religions back in the day that did human sacrifice. It was what it was of the day. But one of the biggest things in the 600 AD-ish, when the councils of Nicaea was given way to, is when all other religions other than Christianity of the time was outlawed. It was soon outlawed. They were cast out. They were sacrificed, as it were. So let's think about rumors. What are some of the other rumors that different religions have had to deal with through the years? Anybody?
Boy,
That's
but
not a
my
topic I want to air on open forum.
What?
That's not a topic I want to air on open forum.
you
No,
can't keep some of it decent.
Oh, not really.
Well, I mean,
You all know who I'm referring to, so
Catholic.
no.
put it.
Personal.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
no.
Well, you know, like I say, we want to try to keep it away from personal rumors and innuendos, because goddess knows there's a boatload of those going around. But let's think about religious rumors and what have you. In the earlier days of House of Pagans, I remember a rumor floating around in Beaumont that said House of Pagans was sacrificing babies.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. At one point, there was a rumor going around. I love this. There was a rumor going around that I was having babies and sacrificing them on the altar. Me, the fuzzy one, having babies and sacrificing them on the altar.
Oh, remember the rumor out in Hankover when I was having a circle out there?
I don't.
We had circle, and we had Brian, and he was sitting up the circle with no fire or anything now, and he had a
I
puppy, and goes,
remember. Yeah.
"Oh, this is a cute little puppy," and he held it up. I'm like, "Oh, this is a cute little puppy."
Yep, we
And he
we
go-
were there for that weekend.
And so the neighbors, being nosy as they are, called the police on us. So
Sacrificing puppies.
we're
Yeah,
sacrificing puppies.
Yeah.
So they had what, 4 cops come out?
yeah. There
They had
was no
4
fire, and there was no fire in the fire pit, and the cops come out there going, "Y'all sacrificing puppies."
They had to say what kind. They're going, okay, what religion are you? So we had to tell them what we were.
Pagan, yeah.
Pagan, and we had to give them a 15-minute lesson on it. And they said,
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And I knew 2 of them from my Clint's daughter. And they come up, oh, hi, Miss Waters. Da, 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 da. I said, yep.
Yeah, I mean, see, here's the thing. Ignorance and stupidity and the refusal of becoming educated has been known since the beginning of time for the generation of rumors. Let's think about the Boston massacres and the burnings of the, quote, witches. That can be traced all the way back to Britain. France did it. Britain did it.
What about the witches and the drownings? To see
Yeah.
if they were witches.
Yeah. If they're witches, they'll float. If they're
How
not,
could
if they're
how
not,
can they float if they're tied to a chair?
well,
If they drown, they're innocent.
Yep. If they're drowned, they're innocent, and they had a little ceremony for them, but nobody bothered to save them. There's too many places I could go with that, but I'll leave that alone. So I mean, and there is one little topic I want to bring up, and only because I know and work with several of these people on a daily basis, and that's the Muslims. The Muslims right now are getting one hell of a beat down over their radical counterparts. The Muslims...
The jihadists.
Say what?
The jihadists.
Yeah, the jihadists.
Sorry about that.
No worries. the Jawahadis or whatever the fuck they are. Anyway,
Yeah.
Jihadis, bless you. But you know, Muslims themselves, they're a peaceful people. They want to do their thing, and you know, they want to have their prayer time, and just like the rest of us, you know, just like pagans more or less, they want to have their prayer time and have their rituals and be left the hell alone. But because society loves to take a little piece of information and blow it the hell up. Jamie, I'm sorry, hon, I just saw your post over there. My apologies. She says, we boil babies. But we did. Well, back in the ancestral days, 2,000, 2,500 years ago, people did all kinds of shit of all religions. I mean, you know, the pagans of yesteryear are not the pagans of today. And Google thinks I'm talking to Google. I'm not. Go away. I guess. But, you know, you think about it, people that run farms and ranches that essentially grow their own meat and what have you, every time they send cattle to slaughter, if they fill strip the cow, that is a sacrificial rite to pagans, because they're slaughtering it for meat, and they say thank you to the mother for the offerings of the meat. Now, of course, some idiot could probably take this video and chop it up and, you know, repost it going, he's talking about sacrifices. But I don't care. That's the reason I keep an archive of what I said, so if anybody wants to get stupid and chop it up, I can put out there what was said. So what have any of you in the text area, and you know, those of you that watch our pre-recorded broadcast on our archive channels, what types of issues have you had to deal with rumors within your own religion?
Oh.
The
Ah.
Catholic faith.
Come on, step up to the plate.
Let me tell you about the rumors in the Catholic faith.
Yeah.
They've been going on for many, many, many years.
Yeah, the Pope's gonna step out tonight and get him some.
Oh yeah. Every priest is a pedophile. I got news for y'all people. Not every priest is a pedophile. There are a few.
Nah.
I will grant you that. The rumors are true, and the church has covered it up. But they covered it up to protect the church.
Right.
Now, in my opinion, it was wrong. They should have defrocked the motherfucker and sent him packing.
Yeah, but you know, hindsight and foresight, you know, because you got a couple of bad eggs in the bunch, they want to throw the whole basket away.
Right. So, you know, they covered it up, but the way they did it, they would move the priest from one parish to another parish. Well, that's not sufficiently punishing somebody for doing a wrongdoing. That's rewarding them for fresh meat.
Yeah, it's just giving them extra stuff there.
Right. So, you know, that's a rumor that's based on truth. But the Catholic Church has been filled with rumors for, like I said, generations and generations. Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ were married and had a child. You know, the different rumors that have corresponded in modern literature and entertainment does not help that.
Oh, no. What was it? Blair Witch Project. And the one I really loved was Practical Magic
Oh yeah.
and Charmed.
Well, that's basically what got the pagan interest back up, was
Yeah,
those types of films.
yeah, yeah. It re-sparked the interest. But you know, the interesting part of it is, if anybody ever really actually watched Charmed, and my wife is an absolute addict of Charmed. She knows the script of every program. Actually,
Yep.
I think it's kind of spooky myself, but you know, hey, whatever. Um,
Whatever floats the boat.
they right. The girls of Charmed practiced Christianity while practicing witchcraft. If you ever paid any attention at all,
Yep.
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 every one of their references, they wore crosses. Uh, they practiced Christianity while practicing witchcraft, which is where the big movement came along of I'm a Christian pagan. Ah,
I never claimed to be a Christian pagan. I am a Catholic. That's
Yep.
enough.
yep, yep, yep. You know, it's one of the things that you know I always loved about Lester earlier on, and bless his heart, we've known each other for up on 30 years now. Um, he never made no bones about it. He's Catholic. I never made no bones about it. I'm pagan, and we get along fine. But then,
If you want to put a title to me, eclectic. Because even though I practice my Catholicism as my main faith, I have no problem delving into the other religion.
well, no, because you're comfortable. You're comfortable in your primary faith, and see, uh, therein lies, I think, the whole point to the whole situation. You have to be comfortable in your own skin and in your own faith to be able to dig into other things. People used to, um, oh hell, one of the other big rumors going on back in the day was that I was a closet devil worshiper. Um, I practiced closet Luciferian. I was, let's see, what was it? I was worshiping Lucifer while I was casting circle. And what was it said? People were too stupid to know it. Now, all that come around because I did attend several Luciferian circles, several satanic circles for education. I thought they were interesting. Well, oh my God.
Alistair.
What's that?
I said, "Old Uncle Alistair."
Oh man, right? You know, and well, what I found is interesting, and there's something that um, the new generation of pagans need to understand coming up with. And I know all of you in Discord have seen it, and whoever's whoever's watching in Facebook Live have probably seen it. But the absolute worst thing that could ever happen to the pagan community would be fundamentalist pagans. The anti Christian or anti alternative religion rhetoric that some of the pagans come in with on a daily basis.
Oh, I've faced that with ADF,
Yeah.
the Druid organization.
Oh boy.
And what's so funny about that is that the founder of ADF was a Catholic boy, and he based the ceremony of ADF on the Catholic Mass.
Yeah, wasn't that funny?
And I got that from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, yeah, wasn't that funny? That's kind of like, and I know if Jamie is still watching, she'll get a kick out of this. That was like one of the groups we saw that practiced Catholic pagan. I'm sorry, Celtic pagan.
Yep.
Um, I went to a couple of their circles. They were quite nice. The energy was kind of cool. Had some fun. Good, good food. But I found it interesting how circle resembled the Catholic Mass. And
It's kind of an oxymoronic statement because the Celts were pagan.
yes,
They were Christianized.
yes. And a lot of people don't even know where the Celts originally came from. They originally came from France, from Gaul, as it were. Hi, Dave. Before France was known as France, it was called Gaul, which is where the term Celtic came from. Gaelic, the Gaelic language. Actually even goes back further than that. And the interesting part is when people start calling the Celts, when they start saying the Celts were the painted blue warriors that fought naked, that was not the Celts. That was the Picts.
Oh.
The Pictish tribes.
And the ones that were actually in Scotland before the Celts got to Scotland.
Way before. Yeah. I mean, the Picts were there before the Romans invaded, before the Celts invaded, before the Vikings invaded. They were the originals.
Well,
more or less.
There was another group before them.
Well, there was, but, you know.
Formians? I think was the name of it, the Formians?
Yeah, I think you're right. I can't remember. But even still, nobody really actually knows where they came from.
Nope.
Now, if
no evidence whatsoever to pinpoint where they originated.
No, they just appeared. Poof.
Like the Formians, they just appeared.
Well, that's why they called them Formians. They formed. And there they were. But you know, if you look at Celtic lore, those of us that follow the Celtic philosophies originated from the Tuatha De Danann. Some people call them the Danann, were the originals, settlers of the Celtic philosophies. Well, I'm not real sure of where I go with that one way or the other, but when you're talking about lore and you're talking about lore of religion, it's all rumor and innuendo, which is the whole topic of, the conversation today. I pretty much challenge anyone to know exactly where the undeniable fact of your religion came from. Nobody knows.
Nope, but not him.
They're still digging.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they, what was it, last year I think it was, they dug up an entire village in Scotland that was over 5,000 years old.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's on one of the islands.
Oakley Islands.
Yeah. So, and it...
The bit to go through that.
Oh, man. That's on a bucket. That's on a bucket list for sure. Let's see. Dave says Picts ate Romans. They may have. Yeah, Atlantis. There you go. The Romans wrote about Atlantis. Some of those writings are an interesting read.
Actually, no, the Romans didn't write about Atlantis.
No, it was Greece. It was Greece. Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, history is a fickle thing. rumors and innuendo. Jamie says, somebody pronounce that. Scarborough? Scarbrea? Scarbrea?
Quite sure. I can't see what y'all were talking about, so.
Yeah, no, it's spelled Scarbrea.
Scarborough. Scarborough. Yep.
Scarborough. Yes, Scarborough.
Blah.
Blah.
Blah blah.
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 Not blah. Blah. Like bread without the D on it.
Right.
I wasn't even gonna try.
Right? Tom's like, I ain't even going there. Yeah, it's like Dave said, some things, I like to say a lot of things that didn't get recorded in history. She says it's the name of a place in Scotland. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm trying to remember where the hell it was. Alright, so did we lose video? Waiting for video. Oh, I told you Facebook was going to be a pain today.
Uh-huh.
It's been
Yep,
a
it
pain
went
the
out.
last few days.
OBS disconnected, trying to reconnect. Well. Ah, there it is. Oh, well, it came up on my side anyway. It still looks like it's kind of locked
There it
up,
is.
though. Let's see.
Yeah, that's like with the Bible. The modern day Bible doesn't include all of the chapters that were actually written.
Well, no, that was because of the Council on Nicaea.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where I think hell was invented and put in there in 500 and something AD is what I.
That's the Council of Nicaea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
hell
that-
was
no,
in.
the Council of Nicaea was in 300 and something.
No,
I heard
actually, the
that
Council
hell
of
from-
Nicaea started in 600 and something.
5.
Was it 5?
Five something. Okay, then it was
Yeah.
5 something, and I'm right. But that's when they put the concept of hell in there to try to scare everybody.
Which is funny because at that time, most people couldn't read.
Right. Yeah. Therein lies the idea of the preacher standing up there reading it for them.
Preaching fine brimstone.
Oh boy.
That's all about power.
Well, you think about it, and let's be fair here. Let's be fair. The pagans were the same way. Almost none of the pagans of the day could read the written word. Pagan history wasn't written, it was drawn, it was pictographed. Right?
Runes and
Yep.
runes and pictographs and only the druids of the culture, the priests of the culture, were trained how to read.
Yep. And therein lies.
Common man was as illiterate as they come. He was
Oh,
dumb
yeah.
as dirt.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And, think about it this way. Here in 2020, every one of us that live on the face of this planet, we all live under the shadows of the rumors and innuendos of the religion that we choose to follow.
Oh yeah.
We did a series. Was it last year or was it earlier this year? I don't remember. All religions come from myths. Every religion on the planet comes from a myth of some kind. But see, I'm okay with that. And here's the thing that, it kind of brings up within the same topic of rumor and innuendo. we know, anybody with any formative understanding knows, that all religions come from rumor, myth, innuendo, bards, storytelling, whatever. But a lot of people want to get defensive and they want to get crazy and they want to jump up and down and go, oh no, my shit's fact. Yeah. My Bible is fact, written by God's hand. Well, no, it wasn't. Every
The Bible was written by man's hand with God's
guidance.
intervention. Yeah, guidance and intervention.
Right. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why they said it was okay to stone. Why they said it was okay to stone a woman.
Oh,
Right.
Lord. Look who else is in the house.
Every one of those books that are in the Bible were handpicked because they deified Jesus Christ.
And
They
demonized
showed-
women.
Well, of course, but that was the basis of it all, because in the early Christian church, when Peter was preaching, Peter was not the only disciple. Peter just went to Rome and he preached in Rome, but there are women in the early group that preached because the women were in charge of the family. They took care of the household. They taught the children.
Yeah.
So a lot of women were actually disciples, but the Bible leaves that out. And they leave that out because they wanted the Catholic Church to be male dominated.
Right. Right. Jamie. Yeah. Scara Bray. Jamie. Yeah. That was one of the video series I was watching while they, and I still watch it as they find more things. I'm on that YouTube group for Scara Bray. Scara Bray is an absolute amazing find. It really is. It's absolutely amazing. But you know, and herein lies the thing, you know, that Lester was talking about. Religions have always used rumor and innuendo, scare tactics, right? Because we all know, and let's think about this for a minute. We see it in the trying times of today, right? With the global issues we're having right now. People are sheep. Hi, Lester. Anyway, people are sheep, right? They're going to follow the person with the biggest mouth, irregardless of whether or not they know anything. People are going to follow the person with the biggest mouth. And the cattle mentality comes around from the stampede of people when they get scared. So then you take those people that like to listen to drama, rumor, innuendo, conspiracy theorists. I mean, to a degree, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I just keep it under wrap and research like a big dog when I see something or I hear something. But it shapes and it forms and it manipulates and it motivates people to either step back, look at the situation, research it, and approach it with an intelligible philosophy, or approach something with an idea of calm and go, right, well, everything's going to hell in a handbasket. What are we going to do now? And you make
It's on Facebook, so it must be fact.
it's on Facebook, so it must be fact. Amen, brother. Yes, sir. If it's on Fox News, it's got to be right.
I googled it. It found it.
Yeah, well, there you go. Jamie, Jamie says, I have a huge big mouth. I talk way too much. Jamie, I resemble that one, hon.
I'll agree with that statement.
Shut up, Lester.
I'll second that statement.
All of you. Yeah, Help me dig that hole.
But we love you, dog.
I feel the love. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, I just got here. Don't put me in this mess.
You're not no innocent little person.
Hey, I could be. I just maybe choose not to be.
Uh-huh.
Me and Don have been doing this for years.
Oh, boy.
I can get away with it.
Shut up, Lester. Lester was the one that coined the phrase "whore dog" for me 30 years ago.
Yep.
Fun.
It fit.
There's got to be a story behind that.
Into a tiki.
It fit. You know? Jamie says, you don't need help. Yeah, shut up, Jamie. Jamie's another one of those that's known me a very long time.
Is that your phrase of the day?
What? Shut up?
Shut up and then just add names.
Yeah. Yeah. It you know,
It
when...
doesn't work.
No. It doesn't. I just have fun with it, you know.
Right.
As long as I've been doing this, let me tell you, we've yeah. Anyway, I digress. Rumors and innuendo, I think, what we're supposed to be talking about. But you know,
Well, you were just talking about rumors and innuendo, you whore dog.
yeah, but you know, there are some rumors that's just an absolute statement of fact. You know.
Hey. Family channel.
Family channel. Yeah, but see, I'm going to admit where it's at. You know, yeah, and you know, my wife absolutely thinks it's funny as hell. Because anyway, where were we? Oh, so if well, when he has no defense, yeah, you know, just go ahead and own it. You know, well, what else have we dealt with? I mean, we're 11 minutes past the hour. We know what it is. Well, where are we going to go with it? I mean, do we allow rumor and innuendo to destroy the very thing that we call our faith? I mean, what do you think?
Absolutely not.
No.
Personally, I know I just got here, but rumor and innuendos to me is like bragging, not a bragging. I'm trying to think of the right thing. It means people are talking about us. So the more people that come up to me with rumors and innuendo about my faith, the more I can say, wait a minute, stop, hold on, listen to me. Just think, open your mind for a minute.
That is absolutely where I was going with that. You know, the most interesting part, and I want to share just a real 30-second snippet. The HOP has been around since the late 90s, early 2000s. And at one point I found it absolutely interesting that at one point globally we had over 3,000 members. The interesting part is only about 100 of those had ever been to Circle or ever knew what the HOP was about. I always found that rather interesting. But nobody really thought anything about us until the rumor and innuendo started coming out in the early to mid 2000s about the HOP, and all of a sudden we had people coming out of the freaking woodwork. I mean, it was almost absolutely comical. Jamie says the word faith is hard because there needs no real fact. Yeah, Yeah, faith doesn't really need fact to be faith. Absolutely. But, you know, where I was going with that, and, you know, it's like Tasha said, the interesting part about rumor and innuendo when it comes to religions is most especially uh, anyway, you know, most especially when it comes to the pagan philosophy. The pagan philosophy has been surrounded and drowned and drugged through the mud since just before the Council of Nicaea. And it, you know, it really got bad in the between the 1300s and the 1700s. And what a lot of people don't realize, folks, is even today in 2020, right?
Right.
In some areas of America, I don't know about other countries, but in some areas of America, you can lose your kids because you're pagan.
Lost mine because of it.
Yep. You can lose jobs because you're pagan. I've lost 2 because of it. And the problem is people come back and say, that's illegal. You're right. It is. The problem is most people today
Sorry guys.
I like the song. But most pagans today don't have the money to defend their own rights guaranteed to them by the Constitution.
And most advocacy groups don't take your case because you're pagan.
Right. Right. And, you know, yeah, Jamie, you're right. You know, in the realm of history, the 1500s really wasn't all that long ago in the bigger scheme of things. You know, yeah, okay, the 1500s for me would probably be 3 or 4 lifetimes ago, and of course that's a whole nother topic for another whole nother program. Reincarnation and where you come from and all of that. But we got where we are today, and we will continue to be where we're at tomorrow through interacting, reacting, or not reacting, or working with, or philosophizing, if you will, rumor and innuendo. The world's built on it. I mean, what's up?
Just the fact that you had said that the reincarnation of where we come from and stuff, we did a really good show on that, and I'm guessing you have it in the archives. Wanted to put that out there.
It's in the archives. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so just if people wanted to see, just so they know.
Yeah, it's I think Facebook has dropped it off, but it's over on YouTube. It's in the YouTube archives. I think we actually called it Reincarnation or something like that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So the world is built on rumor. Rumor, innuendo, out and out lies. Conspiracy theorists help form the world. So, I mean, if we think about the logistics and we think about things logically, rumor and innuendo, conspiracy theorists and the like, they actually help to a degree. I hate to say that because I hate rumors. You know, I'm of the mind, just tell it like it is. You know, if somebody wants to know something about me, come up to me and ask. If I want you to know, I'll tell you. If I don't want you to know, I'll tell you to mind your damn business and get out of my face. But I think, and unless really, unless no one has anything else to add on the topic, or anybody wants to bring it home with anything, the world's built on rumor and innuendo. It's the end of the day. It's not whether or not somebody is spreading rumors. I usually consider those types of people cowards and backstabbers and what have you. But it's not the fact that people spread rumors, but it's more to the fact of how you watching this video, react to them. And I know as sure as I'm sitting here, I will get some PMs from some people going, "Why are you talking about me on Open Channel? I didn't mention your name. Who the hell are you? Do I even know you? And what makes you think I was talking about you?" Unless you're part of the sheeple, or you're part of the cattle mentality, maybe I was talking about you. Rumors can be very, very dangerous in any way, shape, form, or fashion you look at them. Rumors, when it comes down to it, though, is more down to how you deal with it, how you react to it, if you react to it, and whether or not it's a rumor or it's fact.
I don't listen. I don't listen to anything people say about other people. So, because I don't know. That's what they say.
Love my own opinion.
Yeah. And see, here's the interesting part. I will listen to what you have to say. And I'll take it and I'll put it in a drawer somewhere and go sit down and have a Dr. Pepper or a coffee and pull it out and listen to it again. And either throw it in the trash can of total other crap, or I'll research it and look at it. Well,
Run, puppy, run.
What?
Sandy's chasing a dog out the yard.
Oh, I can picture that. Yep. Never met Sandy, but I can picture her chasing a dog out of the yard with a broom or whatever.
Oh no, she's just stomping her feet at it.
Got it.
Get him!
Got it. So Lester, I did send Sandy. I PM'd Sandy my address.
Okay.
And all right, cool.
Back with you after we get back from Walmart.
Ah, no worries. So pay attention. Those, most especially those of you that may watch our broadcast that are in the what's known as elders in the pagan community, right? Those of us that speak for the pagan community. When you speak to community, try not to use rumors and innuendo. Try to use things you can back up with facts, because the last thing you want to be known as is somebody that spreads rumors and innuendo.
Rumor monger.
Right. And you know how many times have I been called that through the years, only to turn around and prove what I was saying, and they go, that's not what I heard. Oh, well, I can't help what you heard, but there's your facts, so.
So I know we're at the end of the broadcast.
It's okay, go for it.
Maybe you guys have covered this and I missed it. But dealing with the people who say that they are, leaders within the pagans, or, the hierarchy of the pagan faith. that are rumor mongers. How do people deal with those? I know how I deal with them. Like you said, it's I base on facts. I don't I don't take people's BS, and I look at each fact individually. But the people that are listening, how can they how can they sift between it? Because a lot of people that are coming to people in the teaching community of the pagans or the higher ups or stuff like that, they're expecting those people to know and to give accurate information. How can they know? Do you know what I mean?
I do.
I'm trying to put it as a listener's aspect instead of my own.
And research.
Yeah, you know, Lester just said it, and Lester's heard me say from day one with the forming of our organization. Don't take my word for it. Right?
Yep.
If I tell you the sky is falling, you might want to kind of duck a little bit and look up and make sure, because I have a reputation of not saying something that I typically can't back up. But for those that do, I have a mantra, okay, and I've always said it. Research. If I give you information and my crazy, jacked up memory might get something out of place, you'll notice when we were talking about history and we were talking about, things that happened in the past, Jamie says, do your own research. Lester says, research, look things up. And
never take anything on blind faith.
No.
Always research.
Absolutely. And, I'm of the type that if I'm sitting here in the seat and I'm telling you something and I tell you wrong, I'm of the mindset, show me. If I'm wrong, don't just send a PM going, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm just going to delete you and ban you because I don't care. But if you come at me and say, dude, you're wrong, here's the documentation on what you were talking about. Sweet.
Right.
I'm all happy to learn.
Unfortunately, there are those people out there too that say they're in the higher rankings of paganism, in the different branches, and they do thrive on telling information that is incorrect. And you just have to, like you said, research and form your own opinion, really, and ask other people.
Well, there will absolutely always be those people that want to preach crap. And because they learn early on that drama sells, right? Let's think about it. Drama sells. The HOP was a relatively small group until the rumor and innuendo struck South Central Texas, and then we exploded. Man, we had members coming out of the woodwork that I've never heard of you, but you're a member. Okay, whatever. But drama sells. Bullshit leads the crowd, and people who want to preach from fear-mongering to make people afraid and make people think that they're the only way to salvation, I have always personally had a problem with that. And I'll be the first one to admit, a lot of times I've got a memory like a sieve. I do good to look at the mirror in the morning and remember my own name. But this is one of the reasons why I love the HOP and Open Pagan Church, because we get on these live broadcasts and we share information, we share wisdom. I want to hear from you guys. I want to see what you're posting. And when we upload these videos to our archive channels, I want to know what you think. Now, in retrospect, if the only thing you're going to do is call me stupid, that's your bad, all right? All you're doing is proving your own ignorance. But if I've got it wrong, and I'm throwing out, I'm throwing out wrong, incorrect information, let me know, because I have been known to do retraction videos going, I need to recover this situation. This is what I have lately found out thanks to so-and-so. So, I mean, Tasha, that's my best recommendation, and anybody that's watching our broadcast.
I'm sorry.
No,
Thank
go
you
ahead.
for clarifying that. I know there's people who watch that have that and just don't have their own voice. I mean, I try to get that out there. I know specifically a couple people who that probably was one of their questions, and I needed to make it known. So thank you for dealing with me.
Well, yeah, I mean, and let's think about this. I know that Cindy in her community, Clint in his community, Jamie in hers, Lester is a real good point of contact in his community. Dave in his. There is a wealth of information out there. You in your community, be that voice. Okay? Every community needs a voice.
You don't know it, tell them you can find it. If you can't find it, then it can't be found.
Right. Something like that. But it's all down to, if it doesn't sound right, it may not be. Now, it may not be wrong, okay? There's a difference in not being right and being wrong. When you're not right, you just don't have all the information. When you're wrong, is you're spouting crap that you haven't researched or don't know anything about to begin with. I've been wrong. There have been times when I haven't been right. Say again?
On more than one occasion.
Yeah. But I'm all about picking it up, going, cool. I misunderstood that. My reading comprehension sucks, I may read something and pick it up wrong, but to answer Tasha's question and everybody else that may be watching, this broadcast is not run off of rumor and innuendo. This broadcast is run off of things that we know, things that we think we know, and we're here to share wisdom and, wisdom and information. Hell, if I ever get too old to learn, I'm dead, so I ain't gonna worry about it. Jamie says, and I'm gonna close with this. That's how we all learn and grow. Knowledge never is complete. Knowledge never is complete.
Amen.
Right. Well, folks, listen. Boy, did we go over the hour. Oh, well, that's all right. I want to wish you all a very good rest of your week. Stay safe out there. Whatever staying safe is to you, stay safe. And have fun. Have a great day. We'll catch you next time here on Open Pagan Church.